Hello everyone, welcome back. This is the fifth time. So we are today going to study chapter 4, present perfect and past perfect. Shall we begin? Let's get started. Okay, we already studied simple sentences, present, past, and future simple sentences. Today we are going to talk about perfect tenses. Why do we use the word perfect in tenses? I believe because perfect tenses allow us to write or speak in a more advanced way, which means you can specifically denote what you are going to say or write down by using perfect tenses. Let me explain in more detail and easier way, I think. Present perfect. Let's look at first present perfect. Present perfect. Present perfect. The main function of present perfect is the past and the present. Connecting the past and the present, you can do it by using present perfect tense. Let me repeat one more time this concept, connecting the present and connecting the past and the present. Sorry. In the past and results in the present. You can express these two phrases, action in the past and result in the present, by using present perfect tense. Let me give you a very simple example. I lost my bag. I've lost my bag. Once you understand the difference in meaning of these sentences, you can figure out what the present perfect exactly means. I lost my bag. This is simple, right? And I have lost my bag. This is the form of present perfect tense, subject, have or has. Because we use subject I is followed by have. I have lost. Lost is the past participle. Verb 3. Lose, lost, lost. This is past participle. This is a form of present perfect. And what on earth is the difference in meaning between these two sentences? I lost my bag. I have lost my bag. When you write down this sentence, you used have lost, which is present perfect. Then you meant this. I have lost my bag. Losing my bag, the action occurred in the past, and the results of your losing your bag still affects in the present. Then I lost my bag. This is simple past. So you lost my bag. Sorry, I lost my bag in the past, and I don't know, for someone who hears this sentence cannot know whether I have found my bag or not. But when you heard or read this sentence, I have lost my bag, you can be 100% sure, I have lost my bag, and the result of losing my bag still affects up to now. So you don't have your bag. That's the difference. Okay, present perfect means some action happened in the past and the result of the action affect in the present. That's the difference. I lost my bag. You may found your bag, but I have lost my bag, which means I still don't have my bag. That's the difference. But that's the meaning of present perfect, and the form of present perfect have followed by verb 3, past participle. It is explained in your textbook. Let's see on your page 83, chapter 4, the present perfect and the past perfect. So let's move on to page 84. There is past participle. Page 84, past participle. Every English verb has 3 forms: simple form, simple past, and past participle. And we have to use past participle in abbreviation PP when using present perfect. Have PP, okay? So you have to know the past participle of verb you want to use in speaking or in writing. So you can practice yourself past participle using exercise 2 on your page 84. You have to complete the exercise 2 by yourself, referencing the answer key. Okay, let's move on to page 85. Forms of the present perfect. We already talked about it. Have or has. He has, she has. I, you, they have, and followed by PP. That's the forms of the present perfect. Okay, let's check it out by looking at page 85, 4-2, forms of present perfect. A, I have finished my work. The student have finished chapter 3. Okay, let's look. F, it's been cold for the last 3 days. And the last M, has Jim eaten lunch? Yes, he has, or no, he hasn't. That's the forms of the present perfect. Let's move on to page 86. Page 86, meanings of the present perfect. This part explains the meaning of present perfect. Let's review the meaning of present perfect by looking at our textbook. Present perfect, meaning number 1 and meaning number 2 on page 86. Page 86, meaning number 1 and 2, it means almost same thing. Let's look at the example sentence. Present perfect, meaning 1, something happened before now at an unspecified time. Unspecified time. We don't know when that happened. And meaning 2, a situation began in the past and continues to the present. And continues to the present. Action occurred in the past and the result continues, affects the present. Yes, that's the most important concept of present perfect. And if you look at 4-4 on page 87, simple past versus present perfect, I already explained it by using this simple example, and we can check it out by using page 87, 4-4. 87, 4-4, simple past versus present perfect. Simple past, I finished my work 2 hours ago. Oh, simple past tells us the action happened at an specified time. So we can know when that happened. Okay, that's simple past. While present perfect, I've already finished my work. I have already finished my work. I have finished present perfect, and it occurred in the past at an unspecified time. We don't know when it happened. That's the difference. And let's look at the second box. See, I was in Europe last year, 3 years ago in 1999, which means we know when that happened. Why? Present perfect. I have been in Europe many times. I have been in Europe many times, but we don't know by looking at this sentence when you was in Europe. Unspecified time. That's the difference. See, at ENF, Anne was in Miami for 2 weeks and was in Miami for 2 weeks. And Bob has been in Miami for 2 weeks. Oh, there's a difference. When you say Anne was in Miami for 2 weeks, which means the simple past and Bob has been in Miami for 2 weeks. What's the difference? Bob has been in Miami for 2 weeks, which means Bob is in Miami now. Okay, present perfect results in the present. So being in Miami is still occurring, which means Bob now is now in Miami. Okay, yeah, that's the meaning of present perfect. You can practice yourself by using exercise 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 9, 10, 11. Wow, many exercises. So you can practice yourself and checking it out by comparing the answer key. Okay, let's move on to page 95. Using since and for. Since since is followed by specific time in the past, or followed by specific figures, time in the past and figures. Okay, let's check by using the examples what that means. On your page 895, using since and for, let's look at first since. I have been here since 8 o'clock, since Tuesday, since May, since 1999, since January 3rd, 2001, since yesterday, since last month. So since is followed by mention of a specific point in time, specific time, and in the past, an hour, a day, a month, a year. Since express the idea that something began at a specific time in the past and continues to the present. I have lectured this class since the first week of maybe February, right? Yes. Since is followed by specific time in the past. And look at for. I've been here for 10 minutes, for 2 hours, for 5 days. So for is followed by mention of length of time, specific figures, or length of time, or duration. I've been lecturing this for 20 minutes, or 10 minutes, for a long time. So you can use since and for in the sentence, which includes present perfect. Let me check it out by looking at exercise 19, since versus for on your page 95. I've been in this building since 9 o'clock this morning. Actually, I've been in this building where I'm recording now since 3 hours ago. Since 2 o'clock, since 2 o'clock, yes. And I've been in this building for 3 hours. So you can express yourself, but we've been in class since this morning for 5 hours. You can since for. You can practice and you're using exercise 20, 21, 22. Okay, let's move on to page 98. There is 4-6. Present perfect, progressive. Oh, present perfect plus progressive. Right now, progressive, in progress. Let's look at the picture. A man and a woman are in a car, and the man is driving, and the woman is smiling. What is happening? Okay, let's look at L and N are in their car right now. They are driving home. It's now 4 o'clock. A. They've been driving since 2 o'clock. Oh, they've been driving since 2 o'clock. They've been driving for 2 hours. They'll be home soon. How long have they been driving? 2 hours. Okay. So present perfect progressive means something happened in the past and the result continues to the present, and the action is actually in progress, occurring right now. And you can use present perfect progressive. Okay, present perfect progressive includes the idea the action is in progress, continuing, occurring right now. That's the concept. Okay, let's move on to page 100. 100. Oh, present perfect progressive versus present perfect. The difference. The difference we can find out by looking at the page 100. A man and a woman is talking on the phone. So parenthesis A, Rita and Josh are talking on the phone. They've been talking on the phone for 20 minutes. They've been talking, present perfect progressive, right? And B, Rita has talked to Josh on the phone many times, which means before now, they have an experience of talking on the phone in the past. And the experience continues up to now. So you can use present perfect. Rita has talked to Josh on the phone many times. It happened in the past. And C, incorrect. Rita has been talking to Josh on the phone many times. It's wrong because Rita has been talking to Josh means Rita has to talk to Josh right now. The action must be occurring at this moment. So this is incorrect. Rita has known Josh for 2 years. Has known Josh for 2 years. Yes. Rita became to know Josh in the past. And the fact Rita knows Josh continues up to now. So you can use Rita has known Josh for 2 years. That's the difference in meaning between present perfect progressive versus present perfect. Okay, and page 102, using already, yet, still, and anymore. you can use these adverb in present perfect sentences. The maid is already here. It hasn't come yet. We still need to wear. The maid still hasn't come. I don't live in Chicago anymore. Okay. I strongly recommend you practice yourself using exercises on our textbooks. The textbook has many exercises. It's really good for us to practice ourselves. Wow. Starting from 102, it's going on, and we can move on to page 112. Page 112. Finally, we arrive at this past perfect. Okay, let me explain the basic concept of past perfect. Okay, this is timeline. It's now. Maybe this is 11, and this is 9. This is 8, and past perfect. Let me check. The meeting started at 9. Simple past. Okay. The meeting started. Now is 11. The meeting started at 9. And what about we arrived at or explanation, the meeting started at 8. The meeting started at 8 and we arrived at 9. Another simple past, because this is separate sentences. So the meeting started at 8, this sentence, and another one, we arrived at 9. You can use past perfect when we arrived at 9. When we arrive at 9, the meeting had already started. This form had followed by PP. This is past perfect. And past perfect must be used when this kind of condition exists. The meeting started at 8, we arrived at 9. So when we arrived, the meeting had already started. Meeting had started before we arrived, okay? Before we arrived, the meeting had started. When we arrived, the meeting had started. In this case, we can use past perfect tense. Yeah, that's 4-9 past perfect. Okay, let's look at our textbook. Situation: Jack left his apartment at 2 and arrived at his apartment at 2:15 and knocked on the door. When Anne arrived, Jack wasn't there. He had left. It happened before at specific time in the past. You can use past perfect in that case. So past perfect, let's look at page 113. Jack had left his apartment when and arrived. Jack had already left his apartment when Anne arrived. He had left. I left. They left, etc. That's the meaning of past perfect. So you can use exercises 35, 36, 7, 8, 9, up until page 119. Yes, there are many examples and exercises you can practice yourself and make yourself accustomed to the concept of these perfect tenses. Okay, let's review the main concept. Perfect tenses compared to simple sentences allow us to use more advanced concept of time. Something happened in the past and the effect of it affects the present. You can use present perfect. I've lost my bag, which means I don't have my bag. I cannot find my bag yet. That is present perfect. And past perfect. Past perfect, we have to use the meaning had already started when you arrived, which means the meeting had started before we arrived. Something happened before another happened in the past. That means had PP. That's past perfect. So perfect tenses allow us to use more advanced, sophisticated concept of time. Okay, thank you for listening again, and I sincerely hope we can see 2 weeks from now, because next week we have midterm and you will know what the midterm exam will be like next week. I'll give you very short and simple, not too hard pass for the midterm. And okay, that's it. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.